Well, hi, Janelle. It's good to see you on camera.
Hello.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Gwendolyn. Hi, Amanda. Tori. It's good to see you guys. Well, that doesn't set a mood. Let's go ahead and just drop in with a little meditation, and maybe that'll get us, or at least me, a little more present. So, arriving here in body, arriving here in spirit. Arriving in mind. And taking these few moments to notice how you're feeling here at the end of the day. Enjoying a few moments of pause. And taking a temperature on what's alive for you right now. What's been on your heart? What's been on your mind? And what is your intention for this evening, which we'll get into a little bit later as well. Taking a few long, slow breaths into your body. Feeling your seat holding you up, relaxing into it. Maybe sighing it out. Maybe stretching it out just a bit. Whatever you're needing to feel fully here. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Thank you. Thank you for that. You want to remind us about the moon?
Okay. So at the full moon, it's both for completion. So we look back to see if any of the intentions that we have set are coming to completion, to their fulfillment at this full moon. It's also a time to look at what might be a block keeping us from reaching that fulfillment, that from reaching the intentions that we've set, and taking the time over the next couple of weeks to release those and let them go.
Perfect. Thank you. Time to let some shit go. I feel that. And I'm gonna pull up what you posted here. Blaine, I think you're the only one who I didn't tell. I'm having camera issues, so I'm on both my computer and my phone tonight. So strange angles all around. Strange angles tonight. Okay, let's see. First things first, this is a superpower, supercharged. Wait, no. Yeah. No, I'm reading the wrong one. You guys, this isn't how I am today. Jeez. Like, this is not right. Sounds familiar. Okay. Here we go. This is the full moon in Gemini. At this full moon, things are going to be illuminated and start to become clear, and there is going to be a pause to help you realize, reassess, and actually do things differently rather than just thinking about it or saying you are going to. Once more, I'm going to ask you to really pay attention to your emotions at this full moon. We yet again have an active Mars who may be stirring up some frustration, anger, anxiety, or as it is often the case with the Gemini moon, questioning everything about your life. If you're feeling these feels, sit with them and get really honest and aware of what these feelings are around, where they are stemming from, and what they are asking for you to do. She says a lot about this one, so I'm skipping ahead just to the few parts. It's one thing thinking about how we're going to change or how everything in our lives will be different when that elusive thing out there in the future changes. But this moon wants action, the action required to do things differently, think differently, believe differently. That starts within. This is a full moon of visualizing what you want for your future and opening yourself up to all your possibility and potential, and then pausing, traveling inwards, and ensuring that your inner story supports your future journey. It's time to tell a new story of what's possible for you, and in doing so, make new choices about your future. I love this. I feel all of these things. So I'll be really curious how you all are feeling on this full moon. But let's first start by lighting our candles and setting that. It's kind of the letting go candle, but also I think this idea of visualizing what we want. So yay, there we go. I'm gonna stay looking up here at the small screen because I feel like I can see you all better. There we go. Ah, so this whole idea around taking action, changing things that need to be changed, feeling the feels. Um, I I don't know, it's just really, really affirming for me to make me feel like I'm not crazy for where I'm at right now. And nothing's even happening. It is kind of a time to reassess. I'm feeling it. But also the frustration has been really high, the irritability, and noticing that there's things that want to happen, but I have to get really quiet to know what they are, to hear what it's all asking. So I love that. I'd love for us to go around and do our usual thing. Let's just share what's going on for each of us. And also, I want to leave room at the end or sometime to talk about doing our gift exchange, snail mail gift exchange. And I'm going to wait till Thursday to talk to the Sacred Habits group about that too. And then I'll go ahead and pull names, make sure everyone's settled on that. And then an idea I had about doing a little open house holiday soiree for our membership on maybe the next full moon, having it be kind of open to the public and kind of do it a little bit like full moon celebration, sharing, but then maybe letting some people in, showing them a little bit of what it's about so we can bring some more people into this space. But I want to talk to you all about that. We'll talk about it at the end. I thought I'd bring it up now. And that's it. That's it for me. I'm gonna probably be pretty quiet today because I feel a little like tech isn't working. Like, I don't know. It's not even nothing strange. It's just strange, you know? So I'll be quiet now. You guys go ahead and jump on in when you're ready.
I'll go
Okay,
ahead and
this is
share. And uh, this has been an interesting time. I've noticed that I'm changing without necessarily focusing on one particular thing, but it was kind of like this past Thanksgiving with mom not feeling well and Jer and I taking care of pretty much everything. It was a simple matter of she has a tiny kitchen. And so we'd be doing and we'd start and get one thing prepped and get stuff in the oven. And I'd sit for a little bit, then I'd go and clean up the kitchen. And it just felt good to be doing things like that. And one of the other things that's a change for me, I'm not necessarily an automatic yes person, particularly when it's involving something my husband wants to do. When he asks something, I'm almost always an automatic no. And then I go back and change my mind. And I'm trying to stay much more open. And so, even though it added 2 hours to our day on Saturday when we were driving back, and now this is an 8 hour drive, his aunt and uncle who live right on the road we take are pretty much, with 10 minutes out of our road to go visit them, invited us to stop and have dinner with them Saturday evening. And they were doing it to make our homecoming a little easier. I wouldn't have to worry about meal prep or anything. And so I managed to just not even let the no escape and just, okay, that sounds good. And we did. We ended up having a lovely time. Yeah, we got home at 8:15 instead of 6:15 because both Hollis and Lois love to talk. And so, but it was lovely because they had a lovely meal. We got to catch up with how things are going with their family because even though we only live 45 minutes away, there was a bit of a rift between Howard and that side of the family. Um, you know, Back to when you're involved in a family business, sometimes things like that happen. So there was that. And then he said, hey, my friend from the radio station, Marcus, he and his wife are going to be coming through Nashville. And it looks like December 5th would be open. Can we get together with them for dinner? And I just said yes. And so I'm just, those kinds of things aren't natural for me. Like I said, I'm more the automatic no person. Someone said it's because you had a teenager not that long ago and everything's an automatic no. I don't know if that's it or not, but it didn't hurt. And so that has been a big change, but it feels really good. And then I'm doing my start into cave season. I've got a few things going on, not much, but Friday afternoon through Sunday at noon, I'm going to be on a silent meditation retreat. I don't think I can think of anything better than that to start into cave season with. So I'm excited for that and looking forward to it. And so I'm feeling very good about where I'm at. And I figured this will be a good way to take a look at what might still be holding me back.
beautiful. I love it. I think you and I are similar. I'm kind of an automatic no person too, a lot of the time. And then I went through a big yes phase and I was like, oh, this is terrible. Too many. But I love that. And happy cave season and silent retreat coming up. That is the perfect little kickoff. I'm with you. I need that too. Thank you, Wendelin. Always good storytelling.
Hey, this is Tori, and I would agree. I think that Gwendolyn, you are an amazing storyteller. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to follow it up with butterflies and roses. Like it just sounded like you're being very accepting of this change that's naturally happening, and I'm happy for you. I, on the other hand, have been in this really funky space of um, feeling like I think one of the descriptive words that you used, Jessica, was oh shit. I'm being okay. Well, this is a brain thing that's happening with me. So those of you that know what's going on there, anxiety might be a good term for that. I've been some old stuff has been coming up um about not being good enough. And it seems like, God, that's such old crap. Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? I think you work through something and then it just gets you out of nowhere. And it was a really emotional, it was overly emotional weekend for me. So it was also the anniversary of my father's death, which normally doesn't trigger me. This year it did. And it was, my mom was diagnosed with COVID the same day. And I think this kind of reality check of, where am I at in my life? And I have my mom and my aunt are my only elders that I really have left in my bloodline, right? And I don't know, it was just a triggered weekend, and I definitely felt the oversensitivity of this moon. So it was nice to be able to have some real good cries, and I had a few cigarettes and I had some good conversation, and I also reclused into just having some of my own feelings, knowing that, sometimes I need to do that because I have a tendency to put that strong face on and just keep going. So, love to be here with you all, and always appreciate things that are shared. So, thanks much.
Thank you, Tori. Loving you. Thanks for showing up, the disembodied head. Very relatable.
I can relate to some of what Tori was saying, just with some old patterns showing up and patterns that I'm actually like really tired with, and I recognize them, which I haven't always in the past, which I'm sure is like a sign of growth. But then it's almost like that irritability that I was reading about when Gwendolyn posted about the moon and circle. And I was just like, I'm so irritated, like with myself when anyway, when you sometimes you kind of get there, but it also has felt, I feel today a sort of a release. And I know we're just sort of like on the other side of the actual full moon. And up into the full moon has been very emotional, very there's been like a lot of kind of chaos going on in ways with like family and chosen family that is completely outside of my control, and concerning, but literally there is nothing I can do. I am not God. I don't get to decide if people live or die. I don't get to do that. And so just kind of sitting, waiting for things to be what they will be. And lack of control is my absolute least favorite place to be in the world. So then I'm easily irritable because I'm looking for something else to control, right? Because the things I want to control, I actually can't. So sometimes when you see those patterns happening, it's easy to get irritated with yourself. But I think today, like I said, I'm kind of on the other side of the full moon. I've felt the release, and we're over at the coast. And we're right on the beach. We looked to the ocean out of the window, and it's a beautiful, amazing place to be. But with the moon being so close, it's a little closer to the earth right now than normal. So we're getting king tides, but the moon is also so bright that it's like waking me up at like 3 a.m. And like this morning when I got was it this morning? Anyway, I got up this morning about 6 o'clock and my husband's like, what time is it? Why is it so bright out? Like he thought he overslept and he's like, why is the sun so bright? And I'm like, that's the moon. It's just like so bright. But I think being like closer to that and the pull with the ocean, all of that has just, I've been just feeling it, just really, really feeling it. And so I'm pleased to kind of have that release and sort of have worked through that thing, because tomorrow is my birthday and some people don't get into it. I like love my birthday, and thank you for those who sent cards, even though I'm not home. My husband does the mail thing where you can see what comes in the mail, and he's like, who's Gwendolyn White? And I'm like, oh, so like it's very sweet that for anyone who did that. So I'm so happy to kind of slide into this other place, and you can hold on to feelings of resentment when those old patterns start to resurface. And I almost feel like for myself, I have to like hold on to it to the point where I go, oh, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you resentment anymore. And I kind of felt like today I was sort of able to just kind of like breathe out spiritually, I guess is how I'll say it, and sort of let some of these old resentments go. And I hope they don't come back. I hope the pattern doesn't resurface. I did some of the journal prompts that Jessica sent in the weekly vibe check, which I love. And I think some of that stuff has just been helping me release and let go. So I always love to be here, and I appreciate you guys letting me talk and sort of process that out loud. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Thank you, Blaine.
But my cool candle that says Sagittarius, because that's my sign, and it has like these little rocks and flowers and stuff, and I don't have a lighter, so I'm just having it here for aesthetic purposes and pretending like it's lit, but it's fun.
It's great. Does it smell good? Does it have a smell?
Yes. It smells like a really good smelling man.
Ooh, ooh.
It's like my favorite kind of candle, good smelling man smell.
Those are hard to find these days.
Yeah.
Mhm. Thank you, Blaine, always I resonate with what you're sharing very much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz, you're on mute.
Thank you. Oh, it's been a lot going on the past couple of weeks, and was sick for a couple of weeks, and I got over that. And then last week was my birthday, and I also thank everyone for the cards and stuff. And I also have some cards I'm getting ready to put in the mail for people, but they'll be coming a little late. But but I really, I appreciated them and really needed them on my birthday. It's been kind of a little bit of a rough going, and it's just, I think I'm just becoming more aware of my stuff, and it's like, and kind of a little ticked off at other people but not doing X, Y, and Z or whatever. There was like that kind of stuff going on. I actually wound up having a fine birthday and a fine Thanksgiving Day. It just wasn't, the big dinner thing that, the world says it's supposed to be. So, but they both wound up being good days. And, it's just, I think I've been holding on to a lot of stuff. And it's funny because one of the things I'm doing is that I'm working on a 4th step in my OA program and inventory, and I'm almost done with it. So I did get a chance to work on it some this weekend, and I'm, grateful that that's coming to an end. Because it's been like a few months and it's been like enough already. But it's just been an interesting time. It's like, then yesterday, it's like I went to start looking up. I'm supposed to go to a conference, an ADD conference this weekend. And I got looking at the information. I said, wait a minute, I thought this thing ran through Sunday. But it turns out it only runs through Saturday. So I thought I got everything all screwed up. Well, it turns out I didn't, big time, nothing I had changed, but thought I was have to go a day early and all this stuff. And I was like driving myself crazy. But I finally got in touch with some people and realized that, yes, it does end on Sunday, but yes, it runs through Saturday, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, okay, so, I'm being taken care of is what it comes down to. When some of this, it was like I'd made a reservation for the conference, but I didn't have a roommate. And, got that stuff all straightened out. And, someone called me and offered to pick me up at the train station, which I wasn't expecting, so it's just, it's good. Yeah, things are good. And just having to take things a day at a time, put one foot in front of the other. But, you know, becoming aware of my behaviors, my ways of holding back and stuff like that. And at the same time, you know, realizing it's not all me either. So finally got a chance to have a couple conversations with the friend that was refusing to talk to me on the phone for months. Yeah, she called me on my birthday and we did end up talking. And, it's been, that's been a little better, but it's putting one foot in front of the other and putting myself out there. And, right now I feel pretty good about it. But there's days I just want to yell and scream and play, like, I don't want to do this. But that's kind of where it's at right now. Just kind of, getting stuff done. I'd gotten a bunch of leaves cleaned up earlier in the fall, but then my neighbor's tree fell down. I mean, the leaves fell down. So I had to have to get at it again. So it's like, oh God, enough already. But, I'm doing it. Putting one foot in front of the other. I'll be going to Baltimore Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that. So, things are okay. Just day at a time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Liz. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, steady as she goes. It's like, that's my
Some
motto
days
for
feel
you.
steadier than others.
I know.
Today it feels pretty steady.
Yeah. Hmm.
Sorry, I missed the beginning. My garbage disposal hose or something was leaking under my sink, and I was dealing with that. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as what I initially thought it was, but yeah, there was a bin of, I had a bunch of different organizational bins, but luckily I think the bin saved me because it was collecting all the water, and I was like, what is this? So yeah, that happened today, my first day back to work. And I had to call the plumber at like 7 o'clock tonight. So fun stuff. Yeah, it's okay though. It's okay because it's not like as bad as I thought it was. I thought the whole like cabinet was gonna be disastrous, but it's okay. So sorry, Jessica, I missed the opening. I guess I can give a check in on my Thanksgiving break was really nice. I did make a post in the members lounge, I think, about it. In the past, over breaks, I would like kind of make these like long lists in my head of things that I wanted to do. And then I would never really feel like doing them, and I would sort of beat myself up then for not getting anything done. And so this break, I just like really tried to lean into the season and relax and take care of myself, because I have a busy 3 weeks coming up here with 3 different concerts and some other things, other commitments at school that I have going on. So I really enjoyed relaxing and enjoyed reading, and that's like something that I don't normally take the time to do for myself. So I was glad that I did that, and it actually gave me the energy to do some other things. I did help my mom put out some of her outdoor Christmas lights, and then she ended up getting COVID at the next day after. So I hope that she'll be okay. And won't be too sick. So, yeah, I don't know. And I'm just like, just trying to be really gentle with myself rather than put a lot of pressure on myself and sort of see where that takes me. It's something new for me. It's something that I don't normally act in. So I'm just trying to be really gentle with myself. And I don't know, I think that's it.
Thank you, Amanda. For me, it wasn't my sink and a plumber, but I was having camera and tech issues. So it's just, it's frustrating to have things happen, but love hearing you had such a good break. You deserve that. And not making a list so that you could beat yourself up over not doing the list. Like that's like, wow. I mean, that's just like lesson 101. If you don't make the list, you can't be upset with yourself for not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well done. Janelle, you're welcome to share if you want to, but I know you're also just really good at holding space, so it's up to you. No pressure.
I don't know that I really have a lot to say. I just wanted to join here, just kind of trying to keep my head above water. So, but just appreciate the opportunity to be here with everybody. So that's all.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for being here, and let us know if there's anything we can do to support you, help throw you some life rafts, whatever you need. If there's something you need, let us know. But sometimes I know it's just nice to be with everybody. Yeah, well, in a similar vein to all of you, I think now that I've sort of sorted out I've come down from the like weird tech thing, and now this is where I am. Thinking about this last week and the energies of it, I definitely feel like I want to be in my cave now, but I've planned it in a certain way to where like, our closing call for Sacred Habits is next week. I wanted to give Open Hearts Club a couple weeks. Like I wanted to like give my notice, so to speak, like I'm going to be gone. But now that like, I know it's coming, I'm just like out of I think that some of my irritability is just like, I just want to get there. And I'm having a hard time holding a decent conversation. I just don't like, like, what do you want me to say? I feel like I just want to be quiet. I think that Gwendolyn going into a silent retreat, like I have that feeling of, I've set it up to where when I look at my calendar, it's like very, very clean. And there's no tasks on there, no to-dos, those, and it's just really feels like I can look at it and it's almost like I can breathe more deeply and I can have some long, multiple days in a row over the next couple of weeks that just feel spacious. And that's some of the feeling I have of just missing myself, missing my own company, missing my deeper meditation practice, missing my spiritual connection. Even I've noticed I haven't felt as connected to like my deeper heart emotions, like things that would normally sort of move me and make me cry or tear up, just like aren't, I'm just like, what is going on with me? I think I've just sort of like, I'm starting to like shut down, like, cause I'm just like getting through. And I don't love that feeling either of like getting through, because I really like to be connected. And I think that's another thing I'm facing right now, a thing to let go of, a pattern that I've been noticing it, and I think because I teach about this stuff, I talk about it so much, of course, like it's gonna start coming up in me more as I give it attention, but I'm so, I mean, just the whole reason we're here is because I love connection. I love being with people. I want to be with people who are like me, really heart connected. You don't just, that doesn't just happen all the time walking down the street or going to the grocery store or interacting with most people. And so I think I've been holding a lot of, I talked about this in the vibe check a little bit, but just this feeling of like constantly holding space in preparation for connection. And it's kind of tiring, to be like kind of always like, I'm available to connect, I'm available to connect, I'm available. It's sort of like if maybe putting the dimmer on that light switch a little bit. And I didn't realize I had such a strong, fully realized until just recently what a strong, like just kind of subtle holding of energy that is of like always being on in a sense. So it makes sense why then eventually my heart wouldn't be able to feel as much and I would just start to feel irritable, like, get me out of here. So that's really interesting to notice. And then some of the even guilt and shame that I feel saying it out loud. Like I would never want anyone to think that I don't love them or care for them, How could I possibly, say this and even say, and I've struggled with it for years. I've always been this person. I need my cave season. I need my time. I needed my alone time. I will never not be this person. And as much as I've made peace with it, it still comes up as like a fear of loss of relationship or loss of connection if I pull away. So even just saying that, like I can feel actually the emotions start to like come up, like that truth of just it's vulnerable, not just to be holding space to connect, but it's vulnerable to let that space rest and just like connect with myself and be with me. So it's just really interesting. And I feels like there's some decisions that need to be made about things in my life, like, but without the time to sit and be like, really sit and ask the questions and like, really, really look at things. I think that's making me feel irritable as well too. Cause I feel like, oh, there's things that need my attention right now. And there's other things that I'm giving my attention to until I can give myself that attention in the time I set aside. So also trying to not have too many expectations around that, because sometimes I think I'm going to go into meditation or I'm going to go into a contemplative state and answers are going to come and then it ends up being something else. But yeah, that's kind of my vibe. I actually accidentally took a nap today too. That's like the second or third time that's happened in the last like couple weeks, and I'm not a napper. But when I fall asleep for like an hour. And I think that really like messes with me bad too. Cause I was up at 4 a.m. also just like awake, fully awake at 4 a.m. So it's just like it's almost like a little bit of turbulence, coming down or coming through the atmosphere out of, all this stuff is really what the energy is for me. So, yeah. Appreciating being here with you all today and everything that each of you has shared. It really does make me feel less like it's me. My tendency is to think it's always the go-to is there's something wrong with me or something that I need to fix about me. And I'm aware of that pattern, which is also why this feels so important, because then it's like, it's not, it's all of us, and there's nothing to fix. We're just experiencing life. So, yeah, that's my update, how I'm feeling about things.
I
On
just
par
wanted
with
to
you
add
all.
one more. Could I add one more thing real quick?
Yes.
It's funny because you talk about going to your cave and that kind of stuff, and I think, God, it's like I'm not even like it's just so weird because I have all these extra commitments in December. So there's no cave for me till after Christmas. Christmas I'll be able to go to a cave for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just on commitment on Monday night that I haven't normally had. I've got something, like something else on Tuesday nights. That's just over Advent. And I'm just like, then a couple of nights a week of choir. I'm like, God, enough already. Leave me alone. No cave for me for a little while.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, it's not cave for everybody right now. It's very specific to me, but I think a lot of people it comes in after January and after the holidays. And we have to be really guarded, I feel like, with that time a bit, because then of course there's going to be demands in January, and there's demands in February, and there seems to be like they crop up. They're kind of crop up all the time. It kind of shows you how much stuff there actually is. So protecting that time in advance has been like literally a practice for years. So protecting your January time,
Exactly.
now.
And Jessica, that's really what I heard you saying, was that, you're just ready for that. You're, and that's okay. I think we have these expectations on ourselves, and that's why I think that irritability is coming up with, why are these old feelings coming up? I should be past this. But Blaine, I wanted to thank you really quick, because when I come into this group, it's like right after work. And so I was in the mindset of what my weekend had been like, but I also really felt that shift today. And I wasn't in that same space. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that, because it's really quite moving. And one of the things that I had said to Jessica about this group is, I love having a set time, so I'm not suggesting anything, but that whole meeting it's the energy up to that point, and then there's that shift. And I definitely felt that this time. I just wanted to acknowledge that too.
That's a really good point, Tori. Yeah. To actually give credit to the shifts as well.
Yeah, I hadn't even really thought about it, because like I said, I kind of jump in from work and I'm just on a go mode. But when I heard Blaine say that, I was like, I definitely did that today. Like, it's just a different pace. It was a definite shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up to snow this morning, out of all things. I'm like, okay. Didn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Lake effect snowstorms is like, I mean, it didn't stick. It stuck to the ground for minutes, and that's it. It's like, in fact, there was snowing at all right now. It's like a little early for us. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Definitely shift.
Okay,
Blaine.
How's snow next week?
Here?
Is that snow in Salem?
Pam, I think Pam in Parkdale, she'll have next week.
Oh, yeah.
Or the end of the week.
I'm not a snow fan. I'm like, the snow is a place where I can visit. I need it to come to me. Thank you.
Yep. We moved south specifically to get away from snow.
Yeah, I grew up in Tahoe, so snow for days, more snow than anyone knows what to do with. You have to get up a whole hour early to defrost the car and shovel the driveway and do the whole 7 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot berms. It's insane. Yeah, I'm very happy to not be having to do that routine.
I would just be like, I'm sorry, my cave has started. I can no longer.
Right. Yeah. Cave season. Exactly. Cave season. I'm buried inside.
I stay here now.
Yeah. We're just inside until spring.
Several years ago, I went to the Grand Canyon, and then we were up in Flagstaff. We're going to Sedona, I guess. And it was so weird. I'd never seen anything like it. Just like these walls of snow. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, and where I grew up, we got snow, but nothing like that.
That's exactly what I grew up with. Walls and walls of snow. Hot, Game of Thrones, end of the world, walls of snow.
That's what this was like. It was like, I mean, the roads were clear, but it was so weird.
Yeah. It's kind of trippy. It is kind of trippy.
I
Yeah.
grew up in a town that was famous, or is famous for four-way stops. And in the winter, it's you stop, you honk your horn to see if there's anybody at the
Yeah.
intersection before you go. Walls of snow.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You'd be in the intersection before you'd see anybody. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's fun to hear a little bit. We should do, I was thinking we won't do it tonight, but one of these nights, or maybe sometimes we work it in where we do a round of like a question, you know, like when everyone kind of goes around and answers the question, and we can kind of yeah, get to know little things about each other.
Okay, fun.
It's a little thing I started in another group that I'm in, and it's turned out to be like everyone really, really likes it. So it might be something just like a quick little round of, you know, everyone answers a question. Because I love hearing where you all grew up and the weather that came with it. Yeah. Blaine, were you going to say something?
No, I was just like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's a good, like a really good idea. I like it.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'll put it down. Well, does anyone else want to share anything before I go into a couple, talking about the gift exchange and maybe turning our next full moon call into a bit of a holiday call?
Quick question. Have we gotten an address for Justine?
I
Oh,
don't think so, but I might have her address on hand. I think she would welcome mail. So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I
Well,
have
her
it on
birthday's
record.
coming up, and her
Mhm.
mother has passed, and so I
Yeah.
wanted to acknowledge both.
Yeah,
Mhm.
perfect. I'm gonna try to put that in the group like tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just put it into the form. But I don't think she'd mind sharing. Or mind me sharing. She did ask. I had that on my list, so thank you. Perfect. So speaking of mail, I think all of you said yes to doing the gift exchange. Yeah.
I missed that
Thought
one, but
about
yeah.
that the other night, and I'm like, oh, of course we're doing a gift exchange. And so many of you said yes. So I don't know if there's anything to say about it. I was just thinking like $20 to $25 spend, or homemade, or combo of whatever. Doesn't have to be
Mhm.
anything crazy. It's just to be
Mm-hmm.
heartfelt in some kind of way. I'm going to wait till after Thursday, and give Sacred Habits people a chance to jump in on it if they're wanting to, and maybe pull names on Saturday. So having names to you all by Saturday feels reasonable to me, I think. Any questions or input on the parameters for it, or no? Okay, good. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about it. Secondly, you'll notice all the courses have been uploaded into the space, and Olivia went in and she did all these beautiful landing pages for each one. And Gwendolyn's been working diligently on, I know, her eyes crossed, the resource library. So that's looking really
I saw that.
beautiful. I love seeing how many resources we have. It feels so much more accessible, and makes me want to participate and share more.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it, Gwendolyn?
I'm actually, once I figured out a format to make it a little bit easier, it went pretty well. I think I have just the music library left, and then my Gwendolyn's Wisdom, and I'm trying to figure out how to distill that down. And as I glanced at it, I noticed that there seemed to be recurring themes, and so I think I'll do it in a themed way when I move things over to the new space.
Oh, perfect. I was wondering how that one was going to feel for you.
It
Definitely needs its own space, but it's yours to do with as you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I did notice that there seemed to be recurring themes. And so there might be 3 or 4 or 5 different mantras or affirmations that go under a theme.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, beautiful.
Apparently that's what I need. And so
Yeah.
those, doing it that way, I made sense to me. I just haven't quite gotten myself to do that yet. And
That's
the music,
okay.
I also had to think about how best to, move things to the new space. And I
Yeah.
think I have it figured out now.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, thank you very, very much for being not only our moon maven, but our sacred librarian and wonderful storyteller. Wearing so many hats in the space. It's really, really appreciated. And for all of you for what you add, what you share, and how you make it what it is, and how you take it in and then bring it back and share. It's just really, really powerful. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention was I've been working hard on the space. I've been in there a lot. I feel like we're almost done. There's a couple things I'm going to change. I'm going to work on kind of the back end, a little bit of an onboarding process for like the membership. So it feels like people actually have like a welcoming journey into the space. And I was thinking of doing the same thing for Sacred Habits, and also maybe changing, instead of having a general members lounge, and I would love feedback on this, instead of having a general members lounge where it's just sort of a catch-all for everything, maybe breaking that into like 2 spaces, because Celebrate Life is so specific that I think we share in there more, because like we know what we're there to do. And the members lounge kind of acts as like it's announcements, it's sharing. I think that it sort of feels, to me, my sense is it might be best to like break it into 2 parts, to where it's like maybe deeper, like shares or asking questions, like maybe one is sharing and one is asking questions, or one is what's new or what's happening, or one of them is announcements and one of them is like a share your heart or something, and we just sort of make it like clear what that space is for. So I'd be really open to your feedback on that now, or if you just wanted to message me or let me know if you want to think about it.
I definitely think a separate space for announcements would be good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got the impression, and I could be wrong, but like the members lounge was supposed to be where we were sharing on, like your postings and stuff, so I don't know if we want a separate thing for that, and then separate thing for more general stuff. I mean, I don't know. But
yeah, I want to keep it to where it's clear that like these are the sharing spaces, like these are the 3 ways to share or something, but that it wouldn't limit us on what we can share.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's also all the sharing of resources and the resource library and stuff too. So, but just seeing you guys nod your head and go, yeah, it would be good to maybe
having those titles, right? So having those titles clear, so that when you're looking for where to go, I don't always know what that one meant. I guess that would be
okay, perfect. Yeah, so it would be helpful, and you guys can think on this and get back to me later. It's a pretty easy switch to make, to just change like, the title so it's clear. I think that's good confirmation. So thank you. Perfect. Okay, and then finally, I was thinking of opening up, I can't remember the date of our next when the next full moon is. It's basically a month away. Let's see. I'm looking right now. Let's see. Okay, it's December 26th. It's actually the day after Christmas. That might not be the best. So maybe we want to do it for our new moon call on December 12th. I was thinking of opening this group up. I have some people who I think would be an incredible fit for this community. So I want to do some personal reach outs to people who I know would be a good fit, who are wanting to go deeper, who are wanting to connect. And maybe, be able to invite them, like join us, for our December 12th call, and maybe even make it into a little bit of a holiday celebration. So doing like, kind of what we do and do our shares, but then also inviting some new people in, inviting them into the space. Maybe we're all bringing some wine or champagne or a treat or something. And, maybe we play some Christmas music, or we maybe play a game, or we go around and we ask the question, and share, but just a way to kind of, just like a little holiday soiree is like what I was thinking we could do together. And I would love your thoughts on just doing that together, and then kind of opening it up so people can kind of just see how great we are.
I like that idea, Jessica. One thing I might consider with this, with the change is maybe making it in years, maybe doing it in January.
Like a New Year thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh beginnings. I don't know.
Okay. I like that too. I was thinking of doing this kind of thing, like not every month, but like maybe once a quarter, we kind of open it up and we do a little something special to invite people in. So, but this would be our first one, and I'm feeling the energy around it now. So yeah, whether it's New Year's or holiday.
Hey, December is, the season change.
That's true. Yeah,
we could do
that
it.
too. We could do a little solstice, pre-solstice holiday soiree kind of new moon thing.
Especially if you do it a few times a year, you could build it around the seasons.
Yeah.
Yes. Amen. Done. Done. Yes. It has been spoken. Yeah. That is the way to go. I agree. Okay, well, I will continue thinking on that more. If you guys have ideas about ways that we could organize that and make that feel really natural to what we normally do, but then also a little special for ourselves, festive for ourselves, but then a little something too to invite people into. Again, I'm playing around with the best way to invite people in. So maybe no one will come and it'll just be us, or maybe lots of people will come, or maybe one or two will come. So we can just sort of see how it goes. But I appreciate all of you being the founding members in this space and making it what it is. So please let me know how the space can support you more, or continue to support you in the ways that you enjoy.
Oh, we're at time.
What's that?
I said we're at time. I was going to ask if maybe you had a couple of minutes, like could you stay on for a snail mail question?
Yeah.
I need your assistance.
Okay. Yes, I'll stay on with you. Yes, and since we are at time, taking this moment, I know I was a little harried at the beginning and I didn't quite lead us in being quiet with our intention setting, but noticing now, remembering now, just kind of your intention for this moon, maybe what you're wanting to let go of, shift out of, open your eyes to, take action towards. Accept. And blowing out your candle when you're ready.
For you, Blaine.
Thank you. I blew out my candle even though it wasn't lit, and it was lit in my mind.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
we'll call
everybody.
this the official close, but if you want to stay, Tori, you have a question just for me or for everybody?
You know what? So my laptop. So this is just snail mail. If you're interested, hang out. So my laptop is dead, and it's not dead. It needs to be charged, but it's dead to me right now. And so there is an extra tab on the form right now. Could you delete that so people aren't confused when they go in there? And then I know Blaine said she's all magical with Excel. I am not. So what I was thinking is if we could maybe enlist her help, or if you are smart with Excel, I had this idea of taking the form, writing a formula for the next sheet, right? But flipping it horizontal, so that you can make it where you can print it off and have your little checklist, because I would like that too. I'd like a little
Yeah.
checklist.
Mhm.
And then I thought that way every time someone's entered, it'll just automatically add in there.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
don't know how to do that.
Okay. I
Oh,
don't
I
either.
see.
Blaine said you said that's easy.
No, it's not. It's not easy, but I was trying. I couldn't. I wasn't sure what you were saying, but all of a sudden it clicked, and I went, "Oh, I see what you're asking." Um, I think you can. I think we could do that. We might have to do a little Google University to figure it out. But there's so many YouTube videos about Excel. We
Mhm.
can figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Between Google Forms and Google Sheets, there
Yeah.
should be. Yeah.
There should be
Okay.
a way. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that would be amazing, because then it would be, it would, as that list grows, it's just gonna build itself.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what we want to do. Like, we want to really set ourselves up for success now while we're small,
Right.
before there's more, before we add more to it.
Yeah.
And Liz,
Right.
my card is late.
What?
It's
What's that?
I said, Liz, my card is late.
and Tori, I don't know if you saw my tweet for saying, okay, yeah, I sent this one. I sent this one because I just color coded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That was my cheat. Okay, I'm looking at the list. Yeah, check. Got that one. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. And we'll be returning the paper.
Well, let
Uh,
me know if I can help, but I'm kind of an Excel dummy, but I know that it's magical. I mean,
Yeah.
I know
I'm
there's,
gonna let me. I probably won't get to it till next week, Tori, to
oh,
figure
I
it
hope
out. Just
not. Birthday.
it's my birthday and my anniversary too, actually, this week.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but yes, I think we can figure that out. I'm definitely willing to give it a shot. What I'll probably
Yep.
do is I won't ruin the one we have. I will copy it and then I'll play around with it, because then I can't ruin anything. Even if I delete the whole thing. So might do that. And then I'll see
okay.
what I can figure out. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Blaine.
Yes,
Sure.
thank you.
Corey. Takes a
Yeah.
village. Yeah.
Mhm.
And Liz,
We
there's
think-
no hurry on the stuff that we talked about from before, but if you still feel like working on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely
okay.
gonna work on. I just have to
Okay.
kind of go back to the meeting and figure out what needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah, no pressure. It's like eventually I want it to just be part of the form that people fill out. So they're giving consent to
Right, yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I just mostly want to add the consent, and then we can do
Mhm,
the protocols in a separate document, or make it part of the Excel sheet, where people kind of can see how do a little
Mhm.
key for the Excel sheet, probably eventually, like, this is how it
Mhm.
works. These are the expectations. And then
Mhm.
this is how to use the Excel sheet as well, too.
Right, yeah. Now, I
Um,
probably won't get to it before after the weekend because I'm gonna be out of
That's
town.
okay. Yeah, that's okay. I know. We're getting it done.
Yeah,
Hey.
Liz, if you wanna reach out to me to talk about meeting notes, I haven't scheduled another time for our meeting, because we hadn't really had anything happen, so.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably drop a note in there for everyone that maybe after the holidays would be better or something.
Yeah, maybe first of the year, like mid to late January. Because right now I think that Blair is for the next couple months dropping in birthdays and stuff, I believe.
Mhm.
We broke it into like 3-month segments, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, January would probably be the perfect time for that.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Blaine, maybe let's choose our book club date
I was
too.
just gonna ask about that, because I think everybody that's here is in book club, right?
Okay,
Everyone-
bye. I'm 8. I'm leaving.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Have fun, Jane.
have
Enjoy your
fun.
date.
Be safe.
Have fun.
Hi.
Do we think I know some people have already said that they have finished. And I don't want to put pressure on anyone because it is, there's always a lot going on, whether we're caving it or not at this
Mhm.
time of year. Would it be better to do it after the holidays or before? I mean, I'm fine with whatever.
I want to do it before, I think. Yeah.
So maybe
So
the week.
sometimes in the next couple weeks, probably.
Okay. Maybe I'll drop like just a survey and people can let me know sometimes that they might be available.
Perfect. Yeah, I think asking the question is helpful.
Yeah.
Maybe throw out some dates or something.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
could
that
do it.
Friday night one worked out pretty well for me, but I don't know if that's, I
Yeah.
don't think we had that many people there, so.
I was
Yeah.
so sick I could barely breathe.
I
Was
know.
it good? Was it good for other people though? That
Yeah, it was
time?
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Amanda
Gwendolyn
was
read to
really
us what
happy
you
with
wrote.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Maybe
we
we'll
could
do
do it
that.
maybe a little earlier on the Friday evening so Cherie can stay awake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little
Is-
earlier might be good on a Friday because, like, on Friday, like, I'm just kind of done with all screens on Fridays.
I know Fridays are hard for me because I'm like brain dead by about 3 p.m. But
Yeah, I am too.
but I could be not brain dead for book club because I love books so much and I love
Yeah.
this book. Okay, so maybe if Fridays worked for people, then maybe like the 15th. But are
Yeah.
people having like holiday parties?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing too, is it's getting into that season. Put it in
Yeah.
the thing. I think my
I'll put it
phone,
in the
I'm on my
thing.
double thing right now, but put it in, throw some dates in, throw in like some some Fridays and some Tuesdays and some, like, kind of see what people.
And this is one of those for when we're talking about time zones all the way across, I keep thinking a weekend might be better so that we can have it. Amanda's not worrying about getting up for class to get to
Yeah.
school the next day.
Okay.
We might even be able to
If it was in the
get
afternoon, that would work, but then morning for you guys is my afternoon, so that
Right,
Right.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe I'll just put in a little survey and people can, a doodle. They can tell us when they're available and
That'd be
whichever one
great.
has the most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll kind of find our rhythm with what works as we do it more. But yeah, I think a doodle is a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So much business.
I
Love
know.
it. Okay, well, have a beautiful night,
Well,
you
thanks,
all.
everybody.
Loving you so much. We'll see you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.